The legend goes that when the boa sensed its death approaching, it set out in search of the sturdiest tree in the forest and chose a large, hollow baobab. The old snake had no offspring to watch over it, and so it would die alone. Instead of slithering into a cave, as there were none, it crawled into a hole. This was where it intended to spend its last days, drawn to the big baobabs that let light inside them. Once safe, the boa regurgitated the diamond it had been carrying and placed it at the edge of the hole. The diamond attracted other animals, so the boa could feed on them. 2 or 3 animals were enough for the old, less active snake to sustain itself. When people see a hollow baobab, they don't disturb it, because the old boa and its diamond are said to live there. Our ancestors reportedly saw it in the Tsitakakansa, our baobab. On Madagascar's barren west coast lies a fragmented forest covering more than 150,000 square kilometers. Defying the harsh conditions of this region, where temperatures can soar up to 35 degrees Celsius and rainfall is extremely rare, this tropical dry forest is a sanctuary bustling with life. Here, centuries-old baobabs stand tall, their massive trunks offering up their branches to the heavens as if praying for rain. These trees are more than just trees. They are the pillars of an entire ecosystem, supporting diverse and vibrant wildlife. Various mammals depend on the baobabs, sharing them as a refuge with hundreds of plant species, many of which exist nowhere else on Earth. These species, whose survival often hangs by a thread, have become interdependent, more out of necessity than solidarity. A network of mutual dependence enables these living beings to face the environmental challenges, with baobabs playing a crucial role in these complex interrelationships. The baobabs are also deeply significant to the Sakalava people, as they are the silent guardians of their history, faith, and most valuable resource, water. Life here is hard, with little water available. The villagers feed cactus to their zebus, allowing them to survive for 5 days without drinking. They hollow out baobabs to use them as water reservoirs. Using an axe, they cut a window into the trunk and hollow it out, without harming the tree, to store rainwater. When it rains, the whole family rushes out, even at night, to fill the baobab, as they never know when it will rain again. The water stored in the baobabs helps them survive through the dry season, which lasts over 5 months. These trees, hollowed out by their ancestors, are a blessing, passed down from generation to generation. Elsewhere in the forest, baobabs are revered and not hollowed out. They are believed to have personalities and magical powers. The majestic Tsitakakansa is one of them, with a name meaning, if you sing on one side of the trunk, you won't be heard on the other. Standing at just 15 meters tall, its massive trunk has a circumference of almost 30 meters. Towering over its surroundings, it is like a king, with other trees seeming to bow before it. Baobabs are the cornerstone of an entire ecosystem, attracting various species with their leaves, sweet flowers, and abundant fruit. They offer shelter to small mammals and birds, with their huge trunks and branches providing hiding places. Tsitakakansa is protected by a subtle army of ants that live in harmony with the tree, enriching the soil and contributing to the smooth functioning of the forest ecosystem. For entomologist Brian Fisher, ants are the true bringers of life. He once was a botanist but shifted his focus to ants when he realized no one was studying them. Ants rule the brown cycle in the forest, turning over soil, moving nutrients, and creating real soil that supports the entire ecosystem. Without ants, plants would not survive the dry season, as the ants' tunneling allows water to sink into the soil, supporting the rich biodiversity. Fisher has observed fascinating interactions between ants and other species, including a unique relationship with snakes. One snake, referred to by locals as the mother of the ants, lives in the ants' deep tunnels, protecting the colony from a predator snake that specializes in eating ant larvae. This remarkable mutualism is just one example of the delicate balance within the ecosystem. The baobab's adaptability to Madagascar's harsh conditions is remarkable. Its trunk, which can hold up to 120,000 liters of water, acts like a sponge, ensuring the tree's survival during long droughts. The baobab can even shed its leaves to minimize water loss and has shallow roots that spread wide to capture as much rainwater as possible. Other species, such as the Furcifer labordi chameleon, have even more extreme survival strategies. This chameleon delays its birth to avoid the dry season, living only for a few months before dying. Each species in the forest has developed unique strategies to survive, with their physiology and even their coloration linked to the environment. The baobab does not rely on camouflage like many other species in the dry forest. Its chlorophyll-rich leaves stand out in resplendent green, nourishing the tree through photosynthesis. The leaves provide food, shelter, and a birthplace for insects, forming the foundation of an entire network of interdependencies. The baobab also plays a crucial role in water circulation, drawing up hundreds of liters of water from the ground each day and supplying the tree with moisture. This water enables the baobab to bloom once a year, for just a few hours, attracting pollinators to ensure the tree's survival. Biologist Anja Razanamaro observes this natural spectacle with fascination. Baobab flowers open at dusk for only 3 hours, emitting a strong scent and producing nectar to attract pollinators. Only insects with long proboscises, such as moths, can transfer the pollen. However, many areas with baobabs are being deforested, endangering the survival of the species. Without the surrounding ecosystem and its inhabitants, baobabs may not have a future. Tsitakakansa, the 800-year-old baobab, stands as a silent witness to the clearing of forests, as the network of interdependencies that sustained it disappears. The tree's fruit, once eaten and dispersed by now extinct animals, remains uneaten and undistributed. While the baobab waits for new dispersers to help spread its seeds, it finds silent companionship in its own shadow, which moves around the tree with the sun. The tree's wide-spreading shadow provides refuge from the heat, influencing the fate of the plants that grow at its base. Yet, in many places, baobabs stand as ghosts of the past, their reproductive cycles incomplete. However, people like Hamel Harrison are working to revive these networks of interdependence. In his nurseries, he plants baobab seeds, teaching children to protect the forest from a young age. More and more people are realizing the importance of preserving dry forests, as they offer much more in the long run than destroying them. Through these efforts, There is hope that Madagascar's forests and baobabs will continue to thrive, not just for the present generation but for future ones as well. Touching a baobab is like touching future generations, a symbol of creation, preservation, and protection. Thanks for watching.